Hey, what's up, everybody? Vanilla Gorilla here.
Dropkick Mike.
This is Double Barrel Doo-Doo, shooting the shit. We're having fun. We got a cool guest in the studio. First, we're going to thank our sponsors.
South Jersey Subs. 1726 Brookwood Drive here in Colorado Springs. New ownership, same great food. Go down and check them out. It's delicious. We've also got TaylorMade Automotive, 508 Don Juan Street. That's one block west of Shelton on Platte. If you need used cars, trucks, SUVs, whatever you need, go down. The sales team is amazing. The owner is amazing. They take care of you. Go down and check them out. And today, Empower Training Center, 595 North Murray Boulevard here in Colorado Springs, 80915. Self-defense needs, street needs.
Just about everything to learn how to kick ass.
Everything that you can imagine. MMA, Muay Thai, boxing, get it all right there.
We also have duelnow.com. If you're a gamer, play games, compete, and earn money, it's real easy. If you like to gamble and get your ass kicked for no apparent reason, but play games while you're doing it, perfect place to go. It's duelnow, DUUL now.com. We also are partnered up with Billiard Brothers. They move pool tables. They build pool tables. They build custom game rooms. So if you're into, Texas, UT, and you need a UT room, they're going to build it for you and make it look really cool.
Nice.
So you got to check them out. Their information is 719-493-5795. Make sure you ask for Jason. He is the owner, really cool dude, and he's a military vet, so we always want to support those guys. And then last but not least, CrossFit DNR. They are in Fort Collins. The address is 2716 South College Avenue, Fort Collins, Colorado, 80521. You can call a couple of numbers, 719-338-8627. That's Kyle. And Cody is, the other number is 359-0912. That's Kyle. The other one's Cody. My brothers, they kick ass, and they'll put your ass in shape. Not just for CrossFit, but for anything. They also just are coaching the crew team for CSU, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, so make sure you get over to them. Otherwise, let's get this thing started.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike check.
You are listening to A Few Bro Dudes. We the best. That will make you laugh, cry, or both. The Vanilla Gorilla and Dropkick Mike try to be funny, but let's be honest. They need to try harder.
Yeah.
This is Double Barrel Doo-Doo Shooting.
Welcome, Mike.
Welcome to
How
you
you
as
doing?
well, Gorilla.
So we have someone cool in here. Introduce him.
Very cool.
Since, we both know him, but you know him a little bit better.
Yes, it is. It is with great respect that I would like to introduce you all to my instructor for the past, it's been 12 years now.
Yeah, something like that.
12 years. He's trained me, trained my son, has trained many a friend in both street tactics and mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, boxing, stick fighting, whatever you can imagine. If you need self-defense needs, this is the man to go to in Colorado Springs. He is the lead instructor, head coach of the Viper Pit fight team, Mr. Eric Lalone, Hanshi. Eric Lalone.
Jeez, I feel kind of out of place here. We got the Vanilla Gorilla, Dropkick Mike, all that stuff. I need like a special nickname. Go back to the fight name. Like
You've never had
Stands Alone Lalone. We'll go with that.
Oh, nice. Was that your fight name? The Stands Alone Lalone?
Stands Alone.
That's excellent. Last man standing.
How long have you been fighting?
I've been fighting since I was 18 years old. Okay, actually in the ring. I've been doing this stuff since I was 7. So we're talking 35 years now. 2017 is 35 years doing martial arts.
So I was 1 year old.
I was 7. So I got you by 6 years, Drew. Don't put yourself as like that young buck right coming in there. You're up there.
What year was it that you started?
82.
82. I was already 12.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
There you go. Now everybody feels young.
I certainly do.
So you said you started fighting at 18. When did you go pro?
Oh, jeez. I went pro kind of off and on. You know what? In the 90s, went in the 90s and stuff like that. So back in the day, you know what? Back then, the only thing that was open were these tough man contests.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a lot of things. Everybody, those of you who have been in the Springs for a while, I always remember the baddest man contest down at the City Auditorium. And they'd run that twice a year and all that stuff. And they'd run the ring card girl contest at the rodeo earlier on every Thursday night beforehand and stuff like that. So they do that, and then I fought, promoted, matchmake, did ring announcing, even gone so far as pull the ropes up for the girls to get into the ring. So the only thing that I haven't ever done is just work for the commission. So, and this was all pre-commission type stuff. So
now, when you started fighting, you did the tough man competitions and all that stuff. That was kind of kickboxing rules, more or less.
Yeah, kickboxing,
right?
Boxing rules.
Now, when you started actually fight, did you ever fight MMA?
I did fight MMA.
Did you?
Fought a tournament down through Donnie Martinez over there with Gabe Charbonneau and all them. They were doing that down in Canyon City. We fought some tournaments down there. I fought up in Wyoming, and that was about the extent of the MMA because nobody was really doing it. Again, all pre-commission and stuff like that. So it was one of those things that people were still doing the kickboxing, and then MMA was kind of like the offshoot of it. We did some promotions down at my former school down on Circle, and we called it shoot fighting then. And then we went into NHB. That was the no holds barred type stuff before MMA kind of took on its own moniker and people started working specifically for it. That was when the UFC just first started. It was kind of the versus style. And they had like, we're going to do some 5-minute rounds and everything. And that first UFC, nobody went past the 5-minute round mark. The ring card girls had an easy night that night. They didn't have to get up and do anything.
So, and I know you fought like Keith Jardine. What other big names in whatever sport, whether it be kickboxing or MMA?
You know what? That's pretty much the only one.
Was Keith Jardine.
the only big name. And I fought Keith Jardine down in New Mexico, going to the Ultimate Fighter house and getting into MMA. I fought him in kickboxing, and I ended up knocking him out in the 3rd round. So.
Awesome.
Head kick.
Head kick, yes,
Nice.
It was left leg.
That's what I thought.
That's what they all seem to be.
Right. Big left.
And no one can tell, obviously, because we're on the radio. But Eric's a large man. What are your stats there? You're coming in at a solid 6 foot.
I'm running in about 6'1" and about 240 right now.
6'1" and 240. The man has tree trunks for legs. I don't know. Have you ever sparred with Eric?
Not really sparred.
Not really sparred.
Kind of just some light stuff, yeah.
Getting kicked by Eric, and he's being nice to me, obviously, because there's a huge weight difference there. But getting kicked by Eric is like having literally a baseball bat just hit you wherever it is, whether you're blocking it or leg kicks or whatever the case may be. It's insane.
Well, he's demeaning, is what he is. I remember he cornered one of my fights. It was before I went pro. And I was beating the crap out of this kid and ended up blowing my knee out. And I got into this guy's mount, was just killing him. And I blew my knee out as I rolled over. And he rolled me back over, and then it was like 10 seconds to bell ring. And I'm like sitting there on the floor, and he comes in there, and he picks me up. He's like, "Get your ass over here on the bench." It's like, "There's nothing wrong with you." I was like, "No, I think my it's done." And he goes, slaps me across the face. He's like, "Come on, man." I'm like, "No, my knee is done. I don't know what to do."
The pre-fight slap ritual was something that he does with everybody.
That's only with certain people who respond to that.
Who can take it.
No, some people just don't. Some people thrive off of that. Others don't. Mike, you were always one that thrived off of that because you needed it.
I did like that. I wouldn't mind one right now.
What's funny is like nowadays, like even in the like local MMA, you don't see anybody getting crazy anymore. They're being taught to go out there and just kind of like float down there. And I remember like almost every single fight that I was in, like I was ripping off my sponsor shirt, like Hulk Hogan style.
getting hyped.
Yeah, man, and then like screaming and yelling and stuff.
Drew stopped that once he got to the stitches and forgot to pre-cut it. So he's got like, he's almost strangling himself trying to get the shirt off.
There's nothing worse. You can't rip the rest of the shirt.
There's nothing worse than trying to Hulk Hogan it up out there in front of a crowd, and it just doesn't happen for you.
It worked. But
damn it, what's this thing made of titanium?
He got the knees up in the shirt and everything.
When you say you went pro, what exactly does that mean? Because back in the day,
I got paid.
Right.
I got paid. That was all.
But pro, but were you involved with like the Arnius Eskrima NHB type fighting, or was it just MMA when you did that?
No, we had done all of that. There was actually no sanctioned bouts, but we used to do the whole no holds barred stick fighting, and working in there and stuff. And I remember we had one guy training and stuff, and he just wanted to get in there and do some stick fighting, and we're working with him and stuff like that. And he's getting all tired and he's sucking it up. And he's like, I'm like, come on, you gotta go. And I remember him looking. I don't want to say any names, but he's like. This is the 4th round of a 3-round fight. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You got to keep going. You don't just train for 3 rounds and that's it.
Right.
Like, oh my God, I'm so tired type thing. But, excuse me, with that, with the no holds barred stick fighting, you know what? We were all doing that, you know, especially down there with Gabe Charbonneau. We were getting together with his crew and we'd put on the stick fighting helmets, hockey gloves, elbow and knee pads.
Nice.
And just kind of go with it. Punching, kicking, grappling, stick sparring, stick fighting, all that stuff. And there's nothing worse than taking one of those on the forearm. You know, you tend to respect that stick a whole lot.
Well, and the sticks that he had, all I know, I don't know if it was different with you, but they were all split. So, I mean, like every collie stick that he had, it was just like multiple lacerations throughout the stick.
So they pinched you on the way.
So every time it was like, you had to pull it off.
No, we always taped ours, so no. We'll have to tell Gabe to start taping his sticks up.
I don't
Nobody
remember.
likes to get pinched.
I don't think Gabe's wrapped anything up for a long time. Kid's got like 17 kids. I don't know.
I was going to make the joke, but you beat me to it.
Now, did you start out with Seishin Jitsu, which is your discipline now?
You know what?
You teach,
when I first started out, I was 7 years old. We started off back in Detroit is where I started training at. And we started off in this system called Koikan. Very hard Japanese style, working it in there and stuff like that. And then my instructor broke away from the organization in '87. They went out there, you know, they're very dictatorial on what you could do, what you couldn't do. He was a world class kickboxer, ranked 5th in the world back in the early '80s and such. And you know, they didn't like that. So he wanted to incorporate more of this. So yeah, they had a parting of the ways and everything like that. And he started transitioning over starting in 1987, you know, more of the kickboxing technique and stuff like that. As I was growing up, I started doing more of the Arnis, the Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu. Those were back in the Steven Seagal Above the Law days, 1988 and beyond. Right. So sure you may not remember. But
back
Steven, I watched some Steven Seagal.
Yeah, that was back when everybody did martial arts just because they were watching the movies.
They were watching Steven Seagal, and everybody was a badass, and they thought they were all slick. Under Siege, all that stuff. So I started getting into that, and then I did a bunch of our niece out in Rochester and stuff, and I enlisted in the United States Army and did my time there and was teaching and training and stayed out here in Colorado and just kind of worked it out there. And then I was slowly going on there. My instructor was like, go ahead and do whatever you want with the techniques and everything. So when he semi-retired in 2009, we transitioned everything over and renamed it and did Seishin Jitsu or Bushido Seishin Jitsu and just kind of went from there.
So that back in '89 is when you switched over to the Bushido Seishin Jitsu?
No, 2009.
Oh, 2009.
Yeah,
okay.
2009. If I said '89, I was mistaken.
I probably heard
2009.
2009. So, excellent.
So we started all through the 90s and stuff. I was kind of doing my own thing and developing it, and then we just kind of took it nationwide.
Now, being out in Detroit, did you do boxing out there? Anything out there?
No, we did all kickboxing, you know. Boxing, there was the boxing and everything like that, but, you know, I was a young kid, so my parents never wanted to take me into inner city Detroit or Pontiac to go into the boxing. They're like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Little rough neighborhood?
Yeah, a little rough neighborhood, you know. But they talk about and I had this argument with people all the time. They're talking about, MMA, boxing's done for. There's going to be no more boxing ever again. All that stuff, and it'll never go away. It's the way out of too many kids out of the inner city and stuff like that. They can't play football, soccer, or anything like that. So they fight, you know, and they get the nonprofit stuff going. And you know, the Crunk Gym made its name off of Tommy Hearns.
Well, not only that, but the popularity of MMA and kickboxing and all that stuff with Muay Thai and everything, you still don't get paid nearly what you get paid as a boxer. So
those are the days of Mike Tyson. You know, 25 million. I jump in the ring with Mike Tyson for 25 million. Well, I don't think he'd have you. You may get paid $100.
Right. Nobody's going to pay to watch that.
Yeah.
So with how long have you been actually teaching martial arts?
Teaching since 1990. So I guess we're talking, 27 years.
27 years.
Yeah, that's quite a while.
And put it out there a little bit about what you do as far as with Empower, as far as street tactics, kids programs, fitness.
Empower
programs.
Training Center. What we do, we got three main disciplines. We've got our self defense, our offensive self